docks because there may be an upset on the horizon. Now, a lot of people have been inside and not keeping up with what's going on, but it looks like Cassie and Deontay Nash are writing victim impact letters to stop Diddy from being bailed out. You guys, this is serious. Y'all get in here. Y'all pull up to the bar, grab your cup because it's going down. It's going down. Okay? I'm going to read for y'all these letters. This, when I tell you, just when we think that we have this case all figured out, we find out we don't, because there's always something. Now, given the fact that these letters were dropped just moments after all of this went down in court with Diddy beating the RICO, beating the SEX trafficking, and only being charged with 2 counts of transportation to engage in restitution, listen, the verdict dropped. They said that they were going to come back at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock turned to 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock has now turned to 5. So they will now be reopening up the courtroom to give everybody what's been going on. Okay, the government has submitted their denial letter. The defense has submitted their letter. Cassie submitted her team, her lawyers submitted their letter, and Deontay Nash submitted his. Y'all give me a minute. I'm going to get to a spot because thanks to all of you and your Cash Apps, I'm going to go get me my last slice of New York pizza before I go home. So we're heading over to the pizza shop right now so I can go grab me something to eat before I head back to Jersey. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is going down. Do you hear me? It is going down. I don't know about them making a post. What I know is I have the letters. I have the letters from all parties involved. I have the letters. And we're going to read them. No, I'm not going to Brooklyn to get some cheesecake, you guys. Now, with all that has been going on up at the courthouse, it has been party, party, party. Okay, they're partying like it is 1999. And in the meantime, while everybody is partying, there have been police departments called in. They just had a fleet called in from the Bronx to come out here to help with covering the courthouse, because I spoke to a marshal, and the marshal was explaining to me, with all that they have going on right now at this courthouse, all of the people that are there, they are trying to contain the chaos. They're trying to push everybody into one area. Now, the way that it is set up outside of the courthouse right now, they are blocking off the courtyard and not allowing people to go through the courtyard unless they are going back inside. All right? They have blocked off sections of the sidewalk that surround the courthouse on both sides of the street, and the streets are lined with police officers. So if you are heading down there, or if you are there and you are watching me live from there, please, everybody be safe so everybody can get home, because they're prepared. They are preparing themselves in case any chaos ensues. But anyway, we're almost to the pizza shop, you guys. We're almost to where I'm gonna sit. Thank you so much, Nasir Jones. That sounds like that's Nas's name, but that is not Nas. I am not naive to think that, but thank you. Khufu, Giza, we don't know. Oh, I'm nowhere near. I'm nowhere near the courthouse. I have left the courthouse. It is behind me. That is the federal building right there. Now, Diddy's court was going on the 26th floor, and I was down here on the 24th. But I have gotten out of Dodge completely. Listen, when my mama sends me text messages first thing in the morning and tells me to be mindful of my surroundings, I listen. Yes, I'm out of breath. What about it, Patrick? Don't come in here and start that trolling stuff. I'm not in the mood today. How you doing? Not in the mood today. It's hot, it's humid, and it's thick out here in New York City. All right, you guys. Whew. I'm here. Now, let me get this up on the screen for you guys so y'all can see it while I do what I do. Okay, so there's a lot that's going on inside of the pizza shop as well, but it don't even matter. Can I get these two right here?
Come on. Are you all right. Hey, Henny.
What's up, Famer?
What you got?
Getting my Sicilian slice of a pizza. All right, you guys. So on the screen behind me is the letter that the government wrote. We're going to start with that one. And then we will make our way to Cassie and Deontay's letters that they wrote to the judge as well. This is crazy, you guys. This is crazy. If you are here because of the title, just hold on. I'm coming. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all are really the bomb. This is BS. Let this man out. I don't trust that judge. Famer is stalking his henny. Famer's not stalking me. They said you stalking me, Famer.
Yo, never get involved in people's love affair. Stay out of people's love affair. You dig? What you getting?
I got my slice. Is this mine or is that his? That's yours. Yeah. I'm getting a slice of my water and soda.
Huh?
I'm getting a slice of my water and soda.
Oh, water?
Yeah. Yeah, because I got to stay hydrated. What you talking?
I got to...
That's what they are saying. No, I'm on live. That's what they're saying, that they fear for their safety. I don't. I have one of these, and I have the water and the soda. Yes, the water and the soda. Why are there?
Oh, bad.
Why, if he wasn't guilty for them charges? Because he was still found guilty of, well, because he wasn't found guilty of those charges, is what some would say. Can I get a cup of ice? They did a victim statement. If you guys give me a second, I will give y'all. Behind me is the government's letter. That is the first thing that we are going to read, is the government's letter. Let me go sit down at my space and get into it with you guys. All right? All right. Oh, thank you. Now, oftentimes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Nunu from LA said, lunch on me, beautiful sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. He was in jail for 9 months. Is that considered time served? It can be, but we don't know. I'm not trying to give y'all anything that I don't know. Would you mind telling my brother happy birthday? His name is Nick. No. And for that, you can get up out of here. Bye. Hello from the other side now. All right, so y'all, let's get into this letter. So the first letter I'm going to read to you is, all right, so this is the defense, the government's letter. Let me read to y'all the defense's letter first. Mr. Combs moves for release on appropriate conditions pending his sentencing proceeding. Given the jury's clear verdict acquitting Mr. Combs of the RICO conspiracy and SEX trafficking counts, okay. Given the jury's clear verdict acquitting Mr. Combs of the RICO conspiracy and SEX trafficking counts, continued detention of Mr. Combs is inappropriate, as these proceedings have demonstrated, and as we told the court from the outset of this case. Mr. Combs came to New York to surrender in order to defend against the government's charges because he was committed to showing his innocence. Since his arrest and detention on September 17th of 2024, Mr. Combs has obeyed the court, respected these proceedings, and demonstrated model behavior at the MDC. And today, the jury unambiguously rejected the government's allegations that Mr. Combs ran a years-long criminal enterprise or engaged in SEX trafficking. The core of the government's case: Mr. Combs stands convicted of 2 Mann Act counts, and his sentencing exposure is substantially lower than when the government initially sought detention. The court should release Mr. Combs on the proposed condition, okay? So they're saying that he should be released because it is applicable law, all right? A defendant who has been found guilty of an offense is entitled to release pending sentencing if the court finds by clear and convincing evidence that he is not likely to flee or pose a danger to the safety of any other person or the community if released, okay? Now, y'all pay attention to that portion. Aside from the burden of proof resting on the defendant rather than the government, the operative standards are the same as those outlined in Section 3142B and C. Okay, thus, when evaluating whether the defense has met its burden, the court must consider if a condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the appearance of the person as required and the safety of any other person and the community. Now, they're talking about him being a safety to the community. Don't mention that or you get in trouble. They're just mad. That is the defense letter, not the government letter, right? Correct. I'm reading the defense's letter first. They proposed him being released, and the government is objecting. Okay, we have to accept this. All right, this is the defense's letter, not the government's letter, guys. Hold on one second. Let me do this to avoid any further confusion. I am reading the defense's letter. All right. Remember, when we were in court, the judge told the defense and the prosecution to write letters regarding the bail. And so right now, I'm getting ready to put it up on the screen. Give me a second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I want to put the defense's letter on the screen for y'all. Here it is. All right, hold on, it's coming. Y'all double tap and get the screen, get the likes up. Okay, so now let me... LLP, is this the same one that I'm reading right now? This is the defense's letter that is on the screen, and I am reading the defense's letter to you guys right now. Hold on. All right, so aside from the bird, okay, I already read that part. All right, it says, as for flight risk, it is significant to rely on only evidence of the commission of a serious crime and the fact of a potential long sentence to support and finding of risk of flight. So basically they're saying like he doesn't have a lengthy stretch ahead of him anymore like he did before where he was facing life. He's not facing that any longer. And so therefore they're saying, being that his sentence is not lengthy, he should not be denied getting bail, okay? Regarding the dangerousness prong, there are two components. First, the question is whether the defendant poses a safety risk to any particular individual, i.e. any other person. Second, as to safety of community, all right? The question is whether the defendant is likely to whether he's going to commit the offense again, okay? Mr. Combs presents no risk of flight or danger, and the release conditions posed herein are more than sufficient to assure Mr. Combs' appearance as required and the safety of any person. So basically they're saying, look, he's not a flight risk, he's not a danger to anybody, he doesn't face any significant amounts of time, y'all need to let him go, okay? So that's what they're saying. They say Mr. Combs' actions prior to his arrest in 2024 further demonstrate that he is neither a flight risk nor a danger to the community. Mr. Combs knew he was under investigation and likely to be charged early in the year. All right? That he is trustworthy. Okay, he showed that he is trustworthy and committed to respecting the law, the legal proceedings. When it comes to when it became apparent to counsel that Mr. Combs would be formally charged, Mr. Combs did something extraordinary. He left his home in Miami and traveled to New York, the very location of the prosecutors and agents investigating him. Through counsel, Mr. Combs promptly told the government that he would voluntarily come to New York, offered to tell them specifically where he was, and offered to turn himself in at the appropriate time. The government rejected that offer and elected to arrest him, but Mr. Combs' own conduct was the opposite of flight. He affirmatively and proactively sought to cooperate with the legal process. Even before his offer of surrender, Mr. Combs demonstrated a pattern of trustworthiness and cooperation. Mr. Combs' residence were searched in March of 2024, and even before that, Mr. Combs and his counsel were aware that the United States Attorney was investigating him for serious crimes. Throughout that time, Mr. Combs acted forthrightly and remained committed to the process. Okay? First, shortly after the searches in April 1st of 2024, hold on a second. Counsel okay, they go into how yes, I did. Thank you. Okay. First, shortly after, oh my God.
Such a high-paying job.
I'm trying to, all right. First, shortly after the searches on April 1st of 2024, counsel took possession of Mr. Combs' U.S. passport. On the same day, his counsel advised the prosecutors that Mr. Combs had surrendered his passport, that defense counsel would not return it to him, and that he would not leave the country. The passport remains in the defense counsel's possession. So his lawyers have his passport. His lawyers have his passport. Okay? Second, counsel advised the government that if Mr. Combs intended to travel domestically, counsel would so inform the AUSAs. All subsequent travel was done with the government's knowledge, all right? Third, Mr. Combs voluntarily relocated to New York on September 5th of 2024. Once Mr. Combs arrived in New York, defense counsel immediately informed the government of Mr. Combs' whereabouts. Fourth, he paid off the mortgage at his residence at 2 West Star Island in Miami. This payment of about $18 million was for one reason alone, so that he would have this $48 million resident free and clear of any encumbrance, so that it could be used to secure a bond. So basically what they're saying is he bought his 2 Star Island home. So this way, if he was given bond, he would be able to use that home to put up as collateral for him to bond out and not have to depend on anybody else to do so, all right? All this shows that Mr. Combs is not a flight risk. To the contrary, he has taken extraordinary measures, demonstrating that what he always wanted was to cooperate with the legal process so that he could establish his innocence in court. That is precisely what he did at the most serious charges against him. Moreover, as for the factors the court must consider, such a familial and community, his family and community ties, you guys. That's basically what they're saying. Oh, the court need only consider Mr. Combs and his family's conduct over the last 10 months and prior to assure itself that there is simply no risk Mr. Combs will seek to flee or disappear. All right. They were here. His family was here to support him, and he's obviously committed to reuniting with his family. At today's hearing, the government suggested that Mr. Combs could still be a danger in the sense that he still had the means and ability to commit prostitution crimes. Okay, with all due respect, that suggestion is unsupported. The government had, for an extended period of time, a PIN register on his phone. Mr. Combs never called any potential escorts or prostitutes, nor did he make any effort to arrange meetings with escorts or prostitutes, nor was he with Jane in New York. In any event, reasonable conditions would ensure that Mr. Combs would not have the ability to arrange meetings with escorts. Then they go into citing cases. Now, let's get into the government's response, okay? That was the defense. Now let's put the government's response back up on the screen. This is from the government, okay? Now, the government says that they respectfully submit their letter. But now they give a background, hey girl, that is much, much different, you guys. It says, over the course of 7 weeks, the jury heard evidence of the defendant's violence, interstate transportation, and numerous individuals for prostitution, DR use and distribution, and attempts to escape law enforcement detection. This conduct spanned 2 decades. At trial, the defendant will not walk away from these facts. Indeed, the defendant embraced the fact that he had a habitual DRUG user. He was a habitual take 2. And I'm trying to get my phone to stay up the way it was staying up before. You know what? Why don't I just do this? Boom. Problem solved. All right. The defendant embraced the fact that he was a habitual DRUG user who regularly engaged in domestic abuse. Rather, the defendant argued that despite his repeated violence against girlfriends, he did not engage in SEX trafficking, and despite his prolific DRUG use, he did not engage in racketeering activity. The jury subsequently acquitted the defendant on counts related to racketeering, conspiracy, and SEX trafficking. The defendant was convicted of 2 counts of violating the Mann Act by transporting girlfriends and male commercial SEX workers interstate for the purpose of engaging in acts of prostitution, y'all. Specifically, the defendant caused these individuals to travel interstate and internationally for the purpose of engaging in freak-offs or hotel nights, elaborate multi-day SEX performances involving significant DRUG use that the defendant directed self-pleasure to. SEX performances. I've got to bring my voice down, so can y'all hear me if I talk like this? Okay, involving significant well, we read that part, okay, and often filmed. The evidence presented over the course of 7 weeks showed that the defendant did this repeatedly, including after the defendant undisputably knew that he was under federal investigation. Additionally, the facts at trial show, among other things, that the defendant serially abused his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and that Miss Ventura sustained injuries from many of these assaults. One such assault that took place in March of 2016. was captured on surveillance video. This video, a version of which was published by CNN in May of 2024, showed the defendant throwing Miss Ventura to the ground, kicking her repeatedly, and attempting to drag her down the hallway. This was far from the only assault the defendant perpetrated on Miss Ventura. Trial testimony from several witnesses recounted numerous other instances of abuse in which the defendant slapped, hit, kicked, and drugged Miss Ventura by the hair. Okay, despite the defendant's claims in a public social media post that he was a changed man, following the leak of the surveillance video, the defendant continued to engage in violent conduct. In June of 2024, the defendant choked, kicked, and punched another girlfriend, Jane, and then directed her to take DR Uggs and to perform in a freak-off. This incident occurred months after the defendant's residence was searched by federal agents, when the defendant unquestionably understood that he was under federal investigation for sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. The facts at trial also showed that the defendant regularly bought and consumed DR Uggs, including DR Uggs that he provided to Ms. Ventura and Jane during freak-offs or hotel nights. In addition to the June 2024 violent incident, including Jane, the defendant also engaged in other criminal conduct while he was aware that he was under federal investigation. During the March 2024 search of the defendant's residence, law enforcement recovered narcotics and 3 separate firearms with defaced serial numbers. Further evidence at trial established that the defendant engaged in transportation for purposes of prostitution with Jane as recently as August of 2024. A mere month before his arrest, where Jane had sex with an escort in front of the defendant and at the defendant's 2-star island residence. Indeed, the defendant was planning to fly Jane to New York for the same purpose in September of 2024, mere days before his arrest. In September of 2024, at the time of his arrest in Manhattan, law enforcement recovered $9,000 cash and DR Uggs, including MDMA and ketamine from the defendant's hotel room. Okay, so they basically, I'm skipping over some parts, you guys, because it's very lengthy. It's like 8 pages long. So basically you get the gist of it, that the government is fighting back. Okay, so let's get to their first, second, and third if they have one. So first they say, given the significant potential penalties, Wonder Woman, thank you for the super chat. She said, Henny, I have been a longtime member of the Henny gang. We have all watched you cover many things and always make us proud. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, so okay, given the significant potential penalties, the defendant continues to be a flight risk as described in section 2 above. At a minimum, the defendant faces a guidelines range of 51 to 63 months. Whoa. 51 to 63 months? Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's 53, 61. So that's like 4.5 to 5 year sentence that he's looking at. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so I was thinking that. All right. But he also has time in, so then there comes the time served. All right. The possibility of a substantial sentence such as this is a significant factor in assessing the risk of flight. Okay. Further, while the defendant has offered to have multiple sureties from his family, evidence at the trial established that the defendant repeatedly sought to conceal his criminal conduct from those close to him. Ooh. So now they're saying, even though he's saying he has sureties, which is like, you know, stuff from his family that, you know, oh, my family will put this up. Oh, my mom will put up her house. Oh, you know, my son will do this. My baby mama do that. They're saying he concealed his criminal activity from them. So what sureties do we have of that? Sheesh. Sean Wiggins, yes, they're saying that's his sentencing guidelines, 51 to 63 months. Okay. Since it failed to see how, okay, demeanor from family and his witnesses, since it failed to see how such subjective assessment can on their own satisfy the heightened burden of proof placed on the defendant to establish that he is not likely to flee by clear or convincing evidence, particularly given the not unreasonable presumption that the defendant concealed his criminal activity from his family in the past. So basically what the government is saying, like, look, his family, he kept all of this from his family before. They were unaware of what he was doing and what he was up to. So how do we have any sureties that they're going to be able to keep him on the up and up, or how can we know that they're going to keep an eye on him? That's harsh. That's harsh. Like, how many of us actually tell our family everything that we do? I don't tell my family everything that I do. Shoot. Second, the defendant cannot meet his burden on demonstrate. Hey, how are you? Burden to demonstrate by clear and convincing evidence that he is not a danger to the community. The overwhelming evidence established at trial, which the defendant did not dispute, shows that the defendant has engaged in a years-long pattern of abuse and violence, including as recently as in June of 2024, approximately 3 months before his arrest in this case. Despite the knowledge that he was under federal investigation, the defendant nevertheless brutally assaulted Jane, leaving injuries that were visible for days after the assault. Additionally, when the defendant traveled to New York City, where, according to the defense counsel, the defendant was waiting to be arrested in this case, he was in possession of illegal substances and the materials necessary for a freak-off. The defendant's conduct after he understood that he was under federal investigation underscores that he continues to be a danger to others and is either unable or unwilling to follow the law. So they're basically saying, like, look, he knew he was under investigation. We went and we raided his homes, and he was still continuing to have these freak-offs with Jane. He was still continuing to transport people in and out for y'all know what. And they're saying that even though they're saying he was getting ready to turn himself in, before he was going to turn himself in, he was planning an FO. According to the government, he was planning an FO and the evidence, because he had FO supplies with him in his New York hotel. So they're saying despite all of this that's going on, then there's that. Karen Odell said this is a load of BS because he had to pay hotels $40,000, $50,000 for repairs. That's not a secret. He was still having SEX and doing DR Uggs. Duh. Ex addict. Where's all my Rico was proven today people at? Lord, have mercy. Let me go back to what I was reading, because y'all not about to work my nerves. Okay, the conclusion from the government is, for reasons set forth above, the defendant's continued detention is required under the Bail Reform Act. Accordingly, the defendant's application for bail pending sentence should be denied. So now that is, I gave you the defense's letter and the government's letter. Now, here comes the coup de grace. Are y'all ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. Because Deontay Nash wrote a letter, you guys, to the courts. Let me get that letter up for y'all. This is from Deontay Nash. This is the letter from Deontay Nash. He wrote, Dear Judge Submarinian, I'm writing to express my grave concern over the prospect that Sean Combs is being released from custody. While I appreciate the fairness you have shown throughout the proceeding, I feel compelled to be unequivocal about the danger he poses to the public and to individuals who have risked everything by coming forward. This is Deontay Nash's letter. Mr. Combs has a long, well-documented history of violence, coercive, and retaliatory behavior. Over the years, he has repeatedly escaped meaningful accountability, and each time this has only reinforced his sense of impunity. If he is released now, I have no doubt he will see to it as yet another license to continue intimidating, threatening, and harming people who challenge or expose him. Many of us have firsthand knowledge of the fear he instills in those around him. I can say without hesitation that he is a serious and immediate threat to victims, witnesses, and the broader community. His pattern of violence, particularly while engaging in the trafficking of individuals for prostitution, combined with unchecked substance abuse, makes it clear that he is not ready to re-enter society safely and responsibly. To release Mr. Combs without substantial consequence would undermine the integrity of this process and send a dangerous message that wealth and influence can shield someone indefinitely from accountability. It will also endanger those who cooperated with the investigation under subpoena, who are already living in fear of retaliation. I urge you in the strongest possible terms to prioritize the safety of the victims and witnesses over any consideration of leniency, for Mr. Combs has had countless opportunities to change, and he has chosen instead to escalate his harmful conduct. Allowing him back into the community now would be a profound mistake. Thank you for your time and your commitment to protecting the public from those who repeatedly demonstrate they are unwilling to respect the law. Respectfully, Deontay Nash. Now, y'all think I'm playing. This is from Deontay. Okay? So Deontay Nash has written his letter. And now, this the one right here that y'all probably have been waiting for. Is this the letter from Cassie's people? Yes. Okay, so now this comes from Cassie's lawyer right here. I'm going to read y'all Cassie's lawyer. Dear Judge Submarinian, we write as counsel for Cassandra Ventura. Now, mind you, counsel for Cassie and for Jane have been in the courtroom during the jury verdict time. They've been in the courtroom. Okay? So, they write as the counsel for Cassandra Ventura, Miss Ventura, to respectfully request that the court deny Mr. Combs to be released pending his sentencing on his 2 convictions under 18 U.S.C. subsection 2421. Pursuant to the Bail Reform Act, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1343A2, detention is mandatory post-conviction on these charges, and Ms. Ventura believes that Mr. Combs is likely to pose a danger to the victims who testify in this case, including herself, as well as the community. We thank the court for its time and attention in its matter. Respectfully submitted, Douglas Wigdor. And he is writing on behalf of Cassie. So, this is what is going down, you guys. And now the judge is saying that he will go crazy work. Y'all double tap that screen. So it looks like both Cassie and Deontay Nash have written letters to the judge to back up the government, asking the Judge Submarinian to not release him. Cassie and Deontay have spoken to him being a threat. Now, during the bail reform, there is a... Hold on one second, guys. So now, there is a portion of the bail reform that speaks to not allowing people to get bail because they're wealthy. My thing is this. Diddy never got a bail in the first place. However, let me ask y'all this. Weinstein got a bail. Should Diddy get a bail? No, not finished yet. Thank you. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it as a question. All right, there you go. You have your question. It's right here. Y'all answer it. I'm not answering that. Should Diddy get a bail? One of the things that a lot of people were kind of whispering about was the fact that, let me see, is this gonna work? It'll charge it a little bit. I'm seeing mixed. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. This is a better way to do that. Because I can't do something like that. There you go. Y'all have a poll. So now y'all will see that. And then I'm going to ask a question at the top. There we go. Boom. Y'all have a poll and y'all have a question. The poll is, should Diddy get a bail? The question is Cassie and Deontay... Oh, let me wait. Doing too much is what it should have said. Hold on, y'all. Boom. Now y'all answer that question. Okay. Critical Thinker says they all were complacent, and Cassie probably already doing all of that. Her husband probably was her pimp or handler. No, they're not. No. I feel like Cassie's scared. I feel like Cassie's scared now because she testified, so that's a hard question. I'm beyond disgusted with the outcome of this trial. They dropped 3 of the biggest charges and kept the 2 lesser. There is no justice for real victims. I will never support his music career. Yes, they are. She got paid, and I think he said he was writing a tell-all. She was writing a tell-all book. He's a sick freak, not a gangster. He will have even bigger parties. No, they can write to the judge as they please, but it's still up to the judge. That is true. Deontay is not scared. He jumped on Diddy, didn't he? That is a good point, Angela. Deontay said he jumped on Diddy to stop him from beating on Cassie. And that's when Cassie caught that gash above her eyebrow. No, it's their lives at stake. They know him better than the general public. As a survivor, no, they are not doing too much. He brought them in his circle. What reason would he to dealing with them when he has billion-dollar enterprises to run? Well, you know what, Daryl Freeman, my rebuttal to that would be, he was running those same billion-dollar enterprises while all of this stuff was going on. Diddy's been a menace since the 90s. I don't have a problem with Cassie and Deontay doing what they're doing. They know his capabilities. That's true. Cassie is entitled because he abused her. She got her money, move on. I don't understand why people hate him so much, but not everyone who also committed crimes, they got immunity. They wasn't held accountable. Let's talk about that for a second. Because a lot of times the government will use people as witnesses if the person they're going after is a bigger fish. They didn't want Cassie. They didn't want Jane. They didn't want none of the assistants. They wanted Diddy. But remember, we talked about this possibly being a humiliation ritual. Esther said he was found not guilty on the charges that involve threatening or coercion, so he should get a bail. Cassie should take her money and hire security if she's scared. Crash Out said Jane better be scared as well. Yes, and released fell first over the wood chipper. You mean fell first over the wood chipper? Only Diddy, no one else. Come on. If Trump can be out on bail and Diddy was found not guilty on the RICO charges. I mean, yes, Diddy beat a RICO. He beat the RICO. He still has to face those restitution charges. Y'all take the poll down below. Right now it says 56% of y'all say no, Diddy shouldn't get a bail. 44% say yes, he should get a bail. Think about this. He settled with her for $20 million. Why would he come after her? It makes no sense. Jane better get a bigger paying job so she can pay that $10,000 a month. Okay. Excuse me. I just read his guidelines. I just read his guidelines according to the government, and the government is saying no. He's going to get anywhere from 4.5 years to 5 years sentencing. He's facing 53 to 61 months. No, Mac G, I told you. Y'all ain't want to listen to me. The thing is, okay, so here's the thing. We don't know if they considered him an enterprise or not. Okay, because the jury, from what it looks like to me, it looks like they were undecided on the additional predicate act, all right? Because transportation to engage in prostitution was also one of the predicate offenses. So being that they found him guilty on transportation but not on trafficking, that only gave them one predicate. But they could not come to a consensus as to what the second predicate should be. But in order for them to even get into any of those predicates, they had to have found him guilty of racketeering. Okay, I'm sure she'll find another rapper or athlete. I don't see him snitching. If he was going to snitch, he would have snitched already, you guys. Okay, so here's the thing. Diddy beat the RICO. He was found not guilty of RICO. He was also found not guilty of the trafficking. But he was found guilty of the transportation, 2 counts of it. So he's top elite, okay? I am quite sure if he were going to, there's plenty that he could tell on. And that's probably why a lot of people didn't come around, because he knows their secrets. But I still found it very foul that nobody even came around to support this man. Now watch how many people going to be embracing, oh, Diddy, welcome home. Not support Diddy by purchasing baby oil. Y'all are a mess. So now, at 5 o'clock, we're going to find out what the judge decides. Could Diddy be slamming some cold beers and eating some barbecue, watching fireworks from his 2-star island home on the 4th of July? Or will he be watching them from behind the window of his cell in MDC? I don't know. There you go. I'm about to end the poll. Now I'm going to leave the poll up. Whether you support him or not, he should throw a party for content creators. He wouldn't have gotten this much attention without y'all. Listen, there's some content creators that he probably would never cross paths with. Me, I don't know. I don't know. Now, if he gets out, keep him in a tri-state area. No, he's got to go home to 2-star. Don't mention other content creators, guys. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. All right, sorry, y'all. That was my daughter calling me. I had to answer that phone call. So now, the big question for me is, I was on the phone, you guys. I'm sorry. My daughter called me. I had to stop everything and drop everything. So I'm debating, do I want to go back around the corner? I really kind of don't. For the people that have been hashtag free Diddy from day one until, because I don't have nobody on Bigo. The people that have been hashtag Team Diddy from day one all the way to now, they have a right to party. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm not fake, I'm not phony, and I'm not about to go and act like, whatever. I was neither side. I was neither hashtag free Diddy or hashtag keep Diddy. I wasn't neither one of those. Okay? But I watched a lot of people ride the middle and then fall in line or jump ship as soon as the not guilty verdict came. What do you mean I didn't seem comfortable around there earlier? I definitely want to see him on rigorous probation, including sobriety programs, intense therapy, and community service. I'm with you, B. He still ain't free. No, he's not free. Yeah, I wasn't comfortable with all the commotion. It was too much. Like if we were to go back down there right now, it's like swarming with all kinds of energy and stuff. I don't want to be a part of that. There you go. She's got to be more careful. That's what my thing has been. Free Diddy to therapy, intensive therapy, and a rehabilitation center. That's been my thing. He's going to interact with people regardless. You know, at the end of the day, he never live a free life again. He's going to be watched and followed and scrutinized till the day he leaves. I kind of agree with that. Okay, so my next question to you guys is, okay, that's my next question. Can Diddy come back from this? No high-profile business wants to risk their reputation to associate with this man. Half the celebs don't even show up or support. That speaks volumes. Well, that may be true, but they cannot refile them charges again. So they F themselves. They can't charge him again. I think he should get some help, whatever the verdict. I agree with you, John. Okay, so you guys are saying hell no, no, hell nah, yes, no, probably yes, no, no, no. A lot of you are saying no. Well, we'll have to wait. I don't think so. He's going to be blackballed. I don't think Diddy's going to be blackballed, you guys. I really don't see that. He's a pariah. Okay, yes. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out the P, did he? Ha ha ha. He might, since he didn't snitch on nobody. That's a good point. That is a damn good point. He didn't snitch on nobody. He didn't snitch on nobody. That's a valid point. He might, okay. Well, the devil is saving him a special place in hell. Oh, for itty bitty. Wow, I agree. Therapy, intense. No, he's forever tarnished. Some celebs may come back, but big brands won't touch them. People forget the children involved. Susan, there was no children in this case. There was no children in this case. Don't shoot the messenger. There was no children in this case. He'll never come back from that. He has money everywhere, so many high people are attached to him. That's true. Everyone coming in, double tap the screen. Absolutely not. The one thing the prosecution did was tarnish his character. I could agree with you. Oh, God, they're bringing in motorcycle cops. What the hell? I don't even know what's going on. Okay, well, listen. He's not blackballed, okay? Nope, it's a wrap, especially what has come out. Super freaky and gross. I don't think he's gonna get blackballed. You should get a head start and go home to be safe. I think it's just going to get crazier. He can still be charged, just not for the crimes he was acquitted on. That's true. He can't be charged for those crimes twice. But, yeah, hold on one second, you guys. I think all of us at this point in time, that's another content creator. At this point in time, what I will tell you about all of the content creators, a lot of us need a break from this. Let me explain to y'all what I mean by that. I'm kind of feeling a little burnt out, only because this has been a long trial, you guys. This has been a long trial, and this trial has brought out a lot. It's brought out the good, the bad, and the ugly in people. There's more police coming. I gotta get from down here, you guys, seriously, because I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problems with nothing. I just want to get home safely. So I'm gonna sit here with you guys for another few minutes, wait for her to come out. I might sit with her and hang with her and just have a conversation, a normal conversation without any talks about the case. But this right here, look. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people are in their feelings. I know a lot of people are feeling like, oh, you know, he's free, leave him alone. Some people, you guys have mixed emotions, and I get them all in here. And you know what? I respect all of your opinions and all of your thought processes. And I love the way that we get so passionate about things that are going on, that are in our world. I love all of that. I commend everybody for their stance, no matter which stance it is. But you've got to understand something. This case took us through some very dark places. It took us through some very dark places. And yes, it did bring us dead smack into somebody's bedroom and into somebody's ex-life. But a lot of stuff, I don't know how the judge is going to rule on this with those letters coming in. I don't know. Okay, and one thing I'm not ever gonna do is give y'all my my personal. I have to go off of what I see. All right, so his legacy has been sealed. He's an icon, music mogul. He's a freak, and I think the charges are justified. There was no racketeering. He was a millionaire doing whatever he wanted. I agree. And the people for Diddy will go off if he's not released, as thought earlier. I can agree with that. I could actually see that happening. And in all honesty, you guys, like I told y'all earlier when I was outside, I was showing y'all how the police just crept up on the scene, started putting the barricades down, started blocking off, started lining up. I mean, officers on foot all the way down the block on both sides of the street. They barricaded where the press is at, but then they barricaded the front of the building. The front of the building is barricaded off. The back of the building is barricaded off. And the only way that you get in is this little space. If you're already on the sidewalk, there's a little space for you to squeeze between the barricades and go into the front door. There's a lot of police presence out here, you guys, because they're anticipating something happening. Like, not bad, necessarily bad, because it doesn't always have to be bad, right? But anything can pop off. Thank you for the super chat, Claire. She said, remember, he has dozens of civil lawsuits outstanding. He does. He has lawsuits outstanding on it, and I hate to say this, but the Tony Busby ones, I think they all should be thrown out, okay? The ones from Tony Busby, because they all read the same. They all paint him as this notorious booty taker. I don't know. So I think Busby should be gone, but you're right. There's still the Dawn Richard case out there. There is still the girl who was hired to be entertainment at his white party. There's the girls from the 1990s that are out there. It's a lot of... I'm getting really nervous. There's an ambulance going down the street. I don't know what it's for. Okay, Grapish, yes they do. There was the security guard. Right, it's like those lawsuits tarnish any of the lawsuits that come out after that. But he does have multiple civil lawsuits. Those are civil lawsuits. Those are not criminal lawsuits. Okay, they said Cassie looked through Diddy's phone at the hotel. Video, Cassie, another woman number in Diddy phone. Cassie got up, set with Diddy, and Diddy got upset. Cassie was sneaking through his phone. I don't know where you got that from, but that's not the story that was told in court. We live in a forgetful society. He'll be fine in a year or two. Keefe D, Tupac. If Diddy paid Keefe D, court case is coming up also. Yes, it is. It's coming up in Vegas. I don't know if I'm going to go out there for that one. But I might not have to, because I think Keefe D's, because it's state, it will probably be televised. So we'll just watch it from here. And he left that place and do this in the comfort of your home. Oh. Comfort from my home. That means do it when I get to Florida. I think I'm going to retire the itty bitty Diddy and upgrade his name to Booty Bay. No, I'm not being a part of that. This man will never be the same. He did things, but he is also a victim. Also, with all of these fake lawsuits, all of a sudden, after Cassie hit the jackpot, plus, do y'all believe everything said was all true? Everybody is capable of lying. Everybody, including him. Everybody is capable of lying, you guys. Just a week ago, everybody thought Diddy was guilty as sin. Now, after the verdict, everybody yelling free Diddy. Viper, listen, that was my sentiments today as I was looking around, and I'm looking at certain people jumping up and down like, yeah, and I'm like, you was just telling me that you thought this man was guilty as all outdoors. Sip water and mind my business. He lied, she lied, nobody innocent. This case should have never been brought. It was weak. Loved your journalism throughout this entire one. Thank you, 1 star. Let's see what the poll is at. All right, so there are 54 of you saying no, he shouldn't get bail. 46% saying yes. That's very close, you guys. That is very close. Very close. You guys are like, Diddy snatched his phone from Cassie in the hotel hall. That was not, okay, listen. I'm going to be reading the transcript for you guys. I'm starting a podcast called That Girl Henny Reviews the Podcast. My first set of podcast episodes, they're going to be the Diddy trial transcripts, okay? I'm going to be reading those on the podcast so you guys can hear the transcripts for yourselves. I'm gonna do the audio first, and then I'll put the video out next so that you guys can see the transcript on the screen and you can see how it was all played out. This is going to be just a read of the transcripts, no opinions, no thoughts, no nothing. It's just going to be a read of the transcripts. I did my first sample of it. A couple of people checked it out. They liked it. They said it was like, they felt like it was an audiobook. So I will be dropping those episodes on here and starting a playlist as well, okay? So you guys will be able to see the transcripts for yourselves as well as hear them. Damn, there are a lot of votes for that poll. Yeah, it is. Not a lawyer, some YouTube trash. Wow, GZ who? She geek. Why is she scratching like that? Why don't you take 10 minutes to go think about what you just said? I'm putting you in timeout. Thank you, John. Anybody that knows, that's been here, knows that my eczema flared up because of the tree pollen. I'm allergic to the tree pollen, and I have contact dermatitis. So the pollen touching my skin is going to irritate my eczema. In case anyone else was wondering. Anyway, if Trump can walk, so can Diddy. All those folks who say they fear Sean has reason because of all the lies they told. New subscriber, oh, wait a minute, new subscriber, salute on all your great work. Thank you, DOM, I appreciate you. They wanted his money and they got a lot of it. So now they're done. That's another way. Lucky I'm not done with law school. His ass would have had to pay Medicaid for Americans or sit in jail. Not pay Medicaid. Oh, you guys, that's the other thing. I am going to be go take up a couple of I'm going to take up some paralegal courses as well as some courses in criminology and journalism as well. So yes, I'm going to catapult into a whole nother dimension. Don't seat her. What do you mean don't seat who? His money talked and Diddy walked. Thank you. Henny, they are clowns. They probably look like Ish themselves. So it's a reflection on you. Pay them no mind. Thank you. If Cassie's scared, she has money for security, she should go home. Yo, y'all are crazy. Diddy and Kanye about to drop some music. Probably. Hey, Thomas. Thanks for the, tell them don't worry about you scratching. Like, first of all, worry about why you look like that. Why you on the other side of the screen with no profile picture? You deserve everything you seek in life. You did an amazing job, Hen. I pray God allows your channel to reach higher than ever. Your prayers can ask for that. Your prayers can ask for it. Thank you so much. I watched and enjoyed you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. If Diddy's such a monster, why did Cassie went on vacation for over 13 years straight? What are you talking about? Oh, Lord. Friend of God said it. Whether we like it or not, Diddy beat the RICO, the law. Great reporting, great focus. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. What are the chances Diddy is going home today? I'm not sure. Right now, for me, it's a 50-50 chance. Half of me says he's going home on bail. The other half of me is like, I don't know. If that's what y'all want to know, I'm not sure. It's like a 50-50 split, especially with these letters coming in from Cassie and Deontay Nash. Now, regardless to whether they wrote them, their attorneys wrote them, or ChatGPT wrote them, the fact of the matter is they wrote them and submitted them to Judge Submarinian. So now we're going to have to see how Judge Submarinian rules on this and if he's going to listen to the pleas of Cassie and Deontay. I don't know if anybody else has written any letters as of right now, but right now it's just been those two. I'm quite sure the government has reached out to Mia, has reached out to Bana, has reached out to everybody that they had come up on the witness stand to see if they could get them to write letters. And I wouldn't be surprised if these letters were already pre-written prior to the verdict even coming out. This is the answer. Why Allie Carter don't go to the court ever? She know they are all in. I haven't seen Allie Carter here. They're not going to release him today because of that letter, but Mann Act, other cases, there has been bail, 50-50. You say 50-50 too? Diddy is guilty as sin, but don't worry, did he fans? He's going to get off and probably time served because money talks. Jane wouldn't write a letter. She's trying not to get evicted. You know what, Lori? Lori to the water table. For the first time ever since I've been covering this case, I'm sending someone to the water table, okay? You're going to the water table for that one.
I'm sorry, what's your name again? I think we talked a couple.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Where do you work for again?
I'm under.
He was found guilty of nonviolent crime, which could be a misdemeanor on state side. Let Diddy go home. But this is not a state case, sweetheart. This is the feds. There is no pardon right now. There's no need. There's no chaperone over there right now. There's no chaperone at the water table. Oh, well, you're just at the water table by yourself. What happened to the white girl he adopted? I don't know. I don't know. What I will say is she wasn't at court. So if anybody told you she was there, she wasn't there. And if she was there, nobody noticed. I don't know. Ava Baroni is missing. Who is that? That's the girl's name? Interesting. You said Diddy loses no matter what. Well, Diddy has a very strong support system. Let me tell you something. I had to say something, okay? Miss Combs has been there every day of the trial, except for when the twins had their graduation. Every day. Every day. Every day. And she even flew in some of those days. His mom was there every day. Rain, heat, she was there. And you can feel how you want to feel, but as a mom, who myself, I have someone that is in the system, y'all know that. Moms being there mean a lot. And I commend any mother that does that. Not just her, any mother. Ava's missing. I thought I heard somewhere that Ava was not missing. I don't know how Diddy comes back from this. But he has a lot of supporters that are outside the courtroom. You look fine, we understand. He has a good support. They showed us every day, even that mom at 85 years. Yeah, she was there. Justin was there. Christian was there. Quincy was there. You know, they were there. And they were there through some of the most brutal and rigorous testimony. Sorry, y'all. Oh, my phone cut out. Y'all still here?
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, so we're not looping anymore. All right. But, shame upon his family. Wise eyes, is he going home today? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He may, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that there were letters written, and that's what I was speaking about. Thank you guys so much for the cash apps. I appreciate y'all. Let me just go in and acknowledge those really quickly that I received. Cash app is $ Jupiter Juju. On Venmo and Chime, it's the Girl Henny. THE Girl Henny. Just so y'all know, they say that he's about to walk out the front door. They haven't even gone back to court. They're going back inside to court at 5 o'clock. Those letters made me uncertain as well whether he's going home. Why would they be writing letters if you got to finish your sentence so I can read it? Oh, Karina, you're in timeout. I think the letters are just to act like they care. The letter isn't about acting like they care. Those letters are saying that they're scared of him being released. Okay, Henny, I'm glad that the law actually worked properly this time, and it happens to be for a black man. This set precedents. If Diddy got convicted, it could have been me, the next black man. Well, it could have been anybody if they would have gotten RICO. So, like I've said, I'm happy that he didn't get a RICO, because this was going to definitely jack all of us up. I don't want to. Thank you, Uniquely. I'm trying to see, because it's getting close to 5 o'clock, and prices are probably high as heck right now.
vậy thấy không trên rồi đi không ra
We're gonna find out what's gonna happen at 5 o'clock. So like if I was going to cover it, I would be heading into the courtroom right now. No, you're gonna pick me up here. That's where my bubble is going. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm gonna order me an Uber. I really don't want to, but I am, because it's too freaking hot. It's too freaking hot. Okay, how you doing? Dirk better hire Brian Steele. Thanks for the super chat, Beyonce's lace front. Well, you know what? I wonder how much it would be to just go around the corner. No, I'm gonna take the Uber. All right, so we're waiting on the Uber now. No, the Uber is not $13.50. Trust me, that Uber is way more than that. But I figure I'm not coming back out here, so I may as well ride from here back to the house. No, I'm not going back to the court. You're welcome, Joanne. No problem. What happened to all of the celebrities that was mentioned before the trial? That's just it. None of them showed up. And then plus on top of that, I need to get from down here as quickly as possible. Yeah, a short ride could cost you $30. Well, you're very welcome, MD. Let's see. I need you to tell us about this WAC 100. Come through. He's seen a police badge in his wallet. I sent you the link. Okay, so I think WAC is trolling, y'all. I think WAC is trolling. Because everybody keeps saying that he's, he works for the feds. I think he's trolling. Brian Steele did not get anybody off. The law was just on his side, and people are forgetting that he still got convicted of 2 crimes. That's true, Nosy Rosie. He's facing 20 years. Unless they run it concurrent. Bandman, it ain't about caring about Diddy. It's the fact that would be case in law. They could do that to anyone. Yeah, that's true. You've been working hard on this trial. Make sure you get you a cheesesteak and a beer. I'm not in Philly to get a real cheesesteak. I'm in New York. I hope the judge reads those letters. Okay. I don't think Diddy is going to retaliate. He's dumb. He's not dumb. The law is watching him. That is true. I had to go back up and read some of the comments that I missed. What else? Thank you for sharing today. You're welcome. What happens? Okay, we already read those. How are you going to get the 411 if you're going home? Well, there's people down here that I know, number one. And number two, there's live tweets that are happening. What time is it there? It is 4:14 p.m. Angela, I already told you the time. It's about setting case law precedents. Yes. And the precedents was set for this. So, you know, we are now free to move about the country, you guys. But yeah, that's how I feel about that whack stuff. He's trolling. Since you brought up whack, let me just let y'all know this right here. There has been no movement on either of his RICOs as of last week. We looked and we checked. There was no movement on the RICOs that he had. He got a fair trial. Why they want him locked up for consenting adults. All of them are at fault, not just him. Now they go after him because they let it get out of hand. He didn't get charged. He got charged with 2 counts of the Mann Act. He doesn't have a rap sheet. He has no prior convictions. Oh man, I agree. What kind of evil as fuck commenters do you have? What are you talking about? Why would you say that about my people?
Oh no, what I'm about to say is way worse. Do you like getting peed on?
Hell no.
Oh, because I was about to, never mind.
Where's my Uber? Are you serious right now? And the crazy shit is, he asked me this and there's police officers that were standing right nearby. So it's like I can't even say nothing like I want to. Like this Uber better get here quick, because if he walks back past me, I'm like, what the fuck kind of question was that? I am listening to my intuition. I am taking the heed. My mother told me, pay attention to the things that people say to you today. Pay attention to your surroundings and pay attention to the energy. Why would a random person walk up to me and ask me if I like getting peed on? A judge can indeed hold a defendant until sentencing, even if bail has been set or could have been set. That's true. Right, that's my cue to go. That's my cue that me getting my Uber to come pick me up was the right thing to do. Uniquely, how did you miss that? He was like, let me ask you a question. I was like, you were saying, the guy said something about me having the worst people in the world, or commenters, and the most evil as F commenters in the world. And I'm like, what did they say? And he said, oh, I'm about to say something even worse. Do you like getting peed on? And turned his camera around on me. And I'm like, no. He was like, because I was about to say, oh, well, never mind. The Uber is ordered, baby. The Uber is ordered. Trust me. The Uber is ordered. They will be here in 8 minutes. 8 minutes. That's beyond crazy work. That's like weirdo shit. How much did they pay you to say this? How much did they pay you to say that? Why did the prosecution drop the arson charge and the other charge? They didn't drop any charges, Jill. He was found not guilty of RICO and not guilty of SEX trafficking, but was found guilty of 2 counts of the Mann Act. Yes, I was in the courtroom when the verdict was read. I did talk about the temperature of the courtroom when it happened. If you guys want me to go over what it was like to be in the courtroom when the verdict was read, y'all drop Henny Glasses in the chat and I will be sure to give y'all the recap. What male accusers? There were no male accusers in this. No men stepped forward to say that Diddy raped them or any of that horrendous stuff that we've heard online. All right, so, hey, FYSMDTV, was you in here for that craziness? I'm leaving. I was contemplating coming that way, but I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. All right, so everybody was racing in that was trying to get in to the courtroom because we all had heard that the verdict was coming down at that moment. The family had already left and they came back. King Combs, Justin Combs showed up with their girlfriends with them. Janice Combs was there. Everybody was there, okay? I got into the courtroom just in time. They brought Diddy out. And Diddy was sitting there and kind of just like dropped his head down like he was saying a last minute prayer. And we're all sitting there on the edge of our seats, like literally on the edge of our seats. I'm leaning on the row of seats ahead of me and I'm just like glued in. We're all tuned into the TV, waiting for what's about to happen. So the jury comes in, the jury begins to read the verdicts. So at first they asked how did they find on count 1? The floor person said not guilty. You know, people are like, yes, like you could hear it, all right? But they had already told us in the main courtroom and the overflow rooms that we could not give any reactions, all right? So they go to count 2, how do you find? They say not guilty. Now you can see there was some people that was very upset that he was found not guilty on both of those counts. When they said count 3, how do you find? They said guilty. There was a, like, people were shocked. Some people were happy. Then when they asked on count 4, they said not guilty. People were celebrating again. When they said count 5, they said guilty. And again, it was like a, but then like, I think the realization of he beat the RICO hit and it erupted in the courtroom. You know, like people were happy with the verdict. Diddy was sitting there, he was doing this. He was like, so he was very pleased with the outcome. He was smiling. He turned around. He was talking to his family. The family was happy. So yeah, it was an emotional moment. When he came outside, it was even more. People were out there. Baby oil was spilled. Boobies came out. It was just like a big, massive. Excuse me. Why would you ask me that?
Well, I just feel that the most powerful people enjoy doing that, and that's how they approach women.
But why would you say that to me? You know, I could have cursed you out. I could have went left with it. Like, that wasn't funny.
What wasn't funny?
You asking me the question you did.
Specifically. Let's be specific.
No, I'm not repeating. I'm not repeating what you said. You know what you said.
Now you're above.
I suggest you. No, I suggest you go back to the Diddy trial.
I don't take suggestions.
You're gonna get away from me.
Why'd you just call me back to you then? I was just walking.
Because I wanted to ask you a question, but I see you're trolling and you want to be confrontational.
Oh, no shit.
And I'm not trying to be confrontational.
Oh, no shit,
Take your ass back down
Actually,
the Diddy trial, please. I did not.
Narrative. You just called me back to know I was trolling the whole time. You decided to call me back to see if I was an idiot and trying to be a
You are.
person. Oh well, you want to make a bet? I'm not.
You are.
Well, let's have an intelligence test.
Obviously, you can't do that.
Here, you
go back to the Diddy
let's,
trial. Go
here,
back where you came from.
Paragraph, and I want you to read the paragraph.
You go back from where you came from.
Here, I'm gonna pull out a paragraph. Can you read?
Your mother and father are also your aunt and uncle. Let's see. Let me turn this off.
Would you like to read? Would you like to have an intelligence test? Are you refusing, or do you want to see?
You can't square up. Yeah, I know.
I don't
can't.
want to square up.
He can't.
Let's use our brains.
He can't. There was nothing thoughtful about
You're
what you
nothing but a
said.
victim.
A what?
You victimize yourself.
No, Henny, don't do it. Don't do it, Henny. Sit here, Henny, don't do it. This is the energy your mother was talking about. Don't do it. Don't do it. Y'all saw this, right? Y'all saw this, right? I didn't, but I like got up twice to do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And look what's right there. You got the police right here. I'm at one police plaza, you guys. She said our bail funds are low, don't do it. See, it was one of two things for me. One was throw this water bottle at him as soon as he came out. Or two, ask him what was the point of that? Yes, Diddy did drop to his knees in the courtroom. I forgot that part. He did drop to his knees in the courtroom. Where's my Uber? Like, you're 4 minutes away. Can you get here? Because I don't take too kindly to shit like that. I really don't. Like, I don't. Like, you're fucking with me, and I asked you a simple question. He's coming from the Diddy trial. Take your ass back down there. He's one of those string-along stragglers that wasn't even there from day one. And this is why you have a one-star people t-shirt. Yo, Kay, that just made me laugh. I needed that laugh right now. I needed that laugh. That Uber took forever. The Uber, it says 3 minutes. Like, he had one reason to do that, and he was being an antagonist. Yeah, but it is what it is. Hey, Brother River, that's what I said. Thank you for the super chat. Nah, Connie, get my shoes. I'm gonna have to catch the replay. Girl, harassing women on live stream is such dark, confused energy. It is. Uber, hurry up, right? If Cassie was my sister, the diddler would be no more. He looked homeless to me. He looked like a straggler to me. What did the guy ask her? Diddy does not mean to drop to. Diddy doesn't mean to drop. He did drop to his knees in the courtroom. I'm a bougie thug, and he would have ended up walking in traffic to get away from me. Man, listen, I'm vicious. Like, I would have waited till these cars started zooming down the street and pushed him in front of one of these cars. Like don't play with me. But I mean, when he did, I was like, and I had the camera turned around, so y'all ain't see that, but this bottle was about to go flying, and I was about to take this tripod. Y'all would have been on the floor somewhere, and I was about to use it as the weapon that it turns into. Don't play with me. Like, and then he put it on his live stream at that. Like, are you serious with yourself right now? So now you got some clicks and views. He could have been paid to do that. I have no idea, but he's like, that really, like, I'm from New York. First of all, if I was down there and he tried that with me, there's so many people down that street that if I go down that street and say, yo, this dude disrespected me, asked me if I like being peed on and all of that, and then got smart with me when I asked him why he asked that, da-da-da, do you know? All right. Nah, I ain't do it. I ain't do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'd have hit him with that water bottle and followed up with one of these chairs. Don't play with me. And then I got my press pass on, so I really can't be doing stuff like that. Come on, Uber, 1 minute away. 1 minute away. Where are you? Okay, I'm gonna have to cross the street to get in my Uber, so we're gonna cross the street and we're getting the hell out of here before anything else happens, because the pizza shop is up the street from the courthouse. So that means that stragglers come down here and decide to do what stragglers do. So straggle your ass back up there where you came from. Go back to the Diddy trial, because that's exactly where you came from, and you came up the street to the pizza shop. Talking about that's what rich dudes ask females. Get the hell out of here. You're nowhere near rich. And I don't think anybody was being asked. Where is this Uber at? I probably should have ended the live and used the restroom, but I'm getting in this cab. He's sitting in traffic. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to do it for this live. I will hit y'all back a little later on once the update comes down, because there will be an update that comes down. Right now, I'm about to head back to Jersey, and I will tap back in with y'all later on. Don't you turn off that camera until we know you are safe. Girl, I can't take it. I was going to go to the restroom. Okay, so I will hold it. I'm looking for my Uber. Oh, it's a complete mess down the street, you guys. I don't see my Uber. Let me turn the camera around, see if I can zoom into down the street. Look, that's down, all of that down there, that's down the street at the Diddy trial. Look at all those people. I'm not going over there. Yeah, I have restricted access. Yes, I do. I don't see this guy. Hello? And now he's not answering. I don't see him. Ooh. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, I didn't even realize that's an undercover's car that I was standing in front of. I'm looking, I don't see this guy, and he's not answering his phone.
Regarding Uber driver order, please do not share any personal details. This call will be recorded for safety and security purposes.
It said he's around the corner from me. I don't see him there. And he's not answering his phone, and this is about to piss me off. Oh, my bad. I said that was a paddy wagon that they're bringing, and it had a bunch of cops in it. Like, and there's more cops in what's supposed to be undercover and detect cars out here. Like, this is crazy work. Yeah, I'm getting the hell from out of here. Don't y'all worry, your girl Henny is not gonna be here. More cops. That's all I'm seeing is more and more cops. More police presence is coming. I hope everybody who's down there is safe and nobody starts turning up. I hope nothing happens and nobody gets hurt, nobody gets arrested. I hope no riots break out, no none of that. I just hope everybody continues to keep the vibe that we've had while we were down there, because this whole time it's been peaceful. People who were on opposing sides just respected each other's space, or, you know, were cordial. There's a lot of people that were on opposing sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met a lot of cool people out here, and a person's opinion is their opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. And yes, I just took my ponytail out because it is hot and it was pulling and it needs to come down. Where the hell is this Uber at? Jesus. Lewis has not arrived yet. I had enough time to go use the restroom. I could have left y'all staring at the people in the pizza shop while I went to the restroom. And I'm only saying that because I know me and my tiny bladder, I will have to go to the bathroom soon. Plus, I'm gonna have to turn the phone off in order to use the phone at some point in time. Oh, my back is starting to hurt. He's passing me. You're passing me. You're passing me. What the fuck? Come on, guys. Oh, we're going to ride past, excuse me, the Diddy trial. We're going to ride past the courthouse, guys. Hello. All right. Oh. You sound crazy, Myers. right, you guys, so I'm gonna show y'all what it's looking like outside. Oh, I'm in the car. I'm safe now. I'm not in the chaos and confusion of any of that. Let me see what y'all talking about in this chat. Y'all are still 56 say no, 44% say yes. That's crazy. Y'all are like tied. All right, so the defense sent a second bail letter, you guys. Shapiro likes to write. It's a 6-page letter. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's 6 pages. They're getting ready to fight, as they should. This is still dueling it out. And Shapiro is very passionate. Yeah, trolls are gonna get out of here. If you come in here just talking, you could talk. But if you in here trolling, you gotta go. Because you're gonna mess up the feng shui of the room. Oh, well, happy birthday, Haley? Is that right? She said 6 pages is too many. The perfect decompression music. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not loud. Jeannie will be released on bail. Guess what country I'm in? I don't know. What country are you from? Be careful. I can make out the music the Uber driver is playing. Oh, well, I mean, I'm talking, so hopefully it doesn't do too much. And if it does, then I'll just get rid of it on the replay. Shout out to Russia. We have Russia in the building. Henny Gang is worldwide. All right. Now, look, we are sitting in traffic right now because of what's going on down the street. Look at my face. It's all red, you guys. Yeah, once we get down here and we get moving a little bit, I'm going to read to y'all what's happening. There's a lot of news outlets that weren't here that are out here now. Like nobody, people who were not down here are down here. I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't go home. Maybe I should stay. Because if he gets released, I won't be here. What do you think? Your gut says don't go home. Okay, sir, you could let me out here. Right here. All right. Now I've got to try to get across the street because I... He did all of that and he's sitting at a red light. Could have let me cross. I say follow your first mind. Well, I'm going inside the building, you guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm not staying outside. I'm going inside to find out what's going to happen for y'all. And then I'm going home. Excuse me. All right, so I want y'all to see all of this that's going on. Hold on. Look at all of this that is going on. Police presence is crazy. You see the craziness that's going on? Sorry. Excuse me.
Wait, this is girl for now.
All right, y'all. I'm going in the courthouse. Yeah. Straight through? Oh, wait. Let me let him out because everybody is crowded around him. Back up. All right, there goes Charlucci. All right, you guys. I'm going upstairs inside of the courtroom, so I will see y'all in a minute. Charlucci. How you feeling?
Here she goes.
You ready? All right. All right, you guys. I'm going to end this live now. I'm going in.